Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you've not been before. So today I have a few new products that I wanted to try out, and instead of just doing a regular haul, I thought why not shove them on my face. So some of these are brand new, just arrived literally just now, and some I have had like a couple weeks and I've used once or twice, and I feel ready to deliver some feedback. So let's start off with the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow Instant Soft Focus Beauty Flash, which looks like this. Now this is a primer and it's supposed to brighten up your skin and make all your fine lines and your imperfections disappear and be left with a really youthful, glowing base for your foundation. So yeah, I have been loving it. I love all Charlotte Tilbury products. I just kind of squeeze it straight on my face. It's got this little squeezy on the end, so I just kind of squeeze a bit on both sides of my face, a bit on my forehead and a little dot on my chin. It's just the most beautiful primer. It smells so nice, not strong, so it's not like, I don't know if I would say, I guess it is perfumed because it is that perfumey type of smell, but it's not really strong and upsetting. But if you do have sensitive nose, probably steer clear. But I feel like it's that sort of miracle primer that I've been looking for, that is smoothing but glowy and refreshing, and on my skin, I can't tell you, it just feels like a baby's bum, literally a baby's bum. So next up, the foundation I'm going to use is the Diorskin, which I have now purchased the full size. So I've used this a couple of times because I picked up a sample of it and I was just obsessed. And I've since read a couple more reviews on it, and I've been told that you need to use a brush because apparently whatever kind of voodoo is up in this bottle, as you smooth it on, which is how you're supposed to apply it, so with the brush you're supposed to smooth it on, basically the particles, that sort of sets them going, illuminating your face. So that's what you're supposed to do, apparently. So I got mine in the shade 31. I'm gonna give it a good shake. Oh, it's got a little shaker in there. So yeah, this is the shade 31. I'm trying to think, I think it's called Sand. Sand? Let's go with Sand. So this is a pretty good match for me. I mean, that was the smallest little dot that came out. Okay. Yeah, it's a pretty good match for me. I find it dries down a little bit darker than how it goes on. Also, don't mind this giant thing that is on my lip right now. Does anyone get that? So I waxed my lady tash and I always get these little spots come up straight after, and I don't know if you can see, it just looks like nothing. I'm going to do another pump because that pump was like a starter pump, you know, little starter pump, beginning of the bottle, didn't really do much. So I mean, it is just, I find it is so true, it's really illuminating. It doesn't look necessarily what I would describe as dewy, but it is like brightening and illuminating, and it takes away a lot of my redness for such a light foundation. Like, it literally looks and feels like there is nothing there, but it does take a lot of your sort of redness away. Oh, it's just lovely, and it just looks so natural and glowing and lovely. Quite a present scent. Not want to say strong exactly, but it's definitely there. Again, just that sort of Dior perfumed smell that you would expect. But if you want to see the whole review on this foundation, it's either up now or it's coming soon. But the thing about this foundation that makes me love it is it has SPF 30, which is obviously really good for daytime, and I just feel like it's such a good all-round because it doesn't have a really bad white cast, so you could wear it in the evening. It's really long wearing. You could wear it to work, you could wear it to school, You could wear it, I don't know, makeup days, and you can build it up to more of like a medium if you want that bit more coverage. So it is just so versatile, and it's really nice for me. I don't want to have 100 different foundations for different purposes, and I feel like this one can cover a lot of bases and save you some money, you know? That's what I tell myself. I don't have a new concealer, so this is just my usual MAC Pro Longwear in the NW25. I'm just gonna blend that in. So next up, I'm gonna go in with bronzer, and I have the Too Faced Sweetheart bronzer in the shade Sweet Tea, although I think this is the only shade, but maybe there are more coming. So this is a baked luminous glow bronzer, and so it's this super cute like Tiffany blue box with like the nice gold features on it. Oh, okay, so I was expecting this to be metal, but it's like cardboard, little like heart-shaped box, which is very cute. So this, so this is the bronzer inside. I can't say I'm picking up much of a scent. I mean, what I've heard about this bronzer is it looks really like glittery in the packet, which I would agree with. It does look, you can see catching the light there, it does look very glittery. But apparently it doesn't translate as glittery on the skin, it just gives you a really lovely glow, which is everything I am about with a bronzer. So it has like a lighter and a deeper shade, so I'm just going to swirl them together. My hope is that it's not too light for me just now. It's definitely not. Definitely not. I'm just using my MAC 135, and yeah, that's definitely bronzing me nicely. I'm not noticing any smell, to be honest. I can pick up like a faint smell when I sniff the product, but barely. I don't think it's quite as scented as like their peach stuff. This is my first ever Too Faced product, and I have another one coming up, so this is my first experience of Too Faced stuff, which is exciting because I have some other bits on my list, you know. That's nice. I mean, it is a nice sort of natural shade. I like these bronzers that aren't orangey. This is definitely more of a neutral, coolish type of bronzer, which is what I go for. So I bought this because I'm always on the lookout for like glowy bronzers, and I saw Kathleen Lights' video where she talked about all her favourite bronzers, and this was the one where she really loved and that was sort of fitted that bill of being really glowy and luminous. It's crazy because it does look so glittery in the pan, but it really doesn't look glittery on the skin. Okay, so close up I can see it is quite glowy, but it isn't glittery at all. I can't see any sort of noticeable shimmer. It's just really healthy and alive. I really like that. That's really pretty, and I feel like it's so natural. Like this would be my like go-to day-to-day daytime bronzer. I'm also going to use this bronzer on my eyes today because that's something I do most days. I love to use a bit of bronzer just above the crease on like a natural day. So I'm using the lighter shade here just because that kind of looks a bit more like the more matte shadow, and that works really nicely actually. Like that is really nice and pigmented for an eye look. I hardly had to use any product and it's just blended really nicely above the crease. So this is kind of like when I'm in a hurry, or if I'm like traveling like and I don't want to take too much stuff with me, I will just buff my bronzer above the crease, whack it on my cheeks, and we're good to go. Okay, so now for my next Too Faced product, I'm very excited to try this. This is the Better Than Sex mascara, and I bought the little mini size because it was only £10, and I've never used this mascara before. And I do love my Benefit Roller Lash and my Maybelline Lash Sensational, so you are going to have to be good to tear me away from those two. So this is a little tiny little pink, beautiful, shiny tube. So I have high hopes for this, but it is going to have to perform because I love my Lash Sensational. Oh my God, the size of that brush. Okay. Let's whack it on. That is a big brush. I feel like the mascaras I've liked before have been sort of lengthening and separating. And now I kind of feel like I want to try something a bit more like thickening, and that's hopefully what this is going to be. I feel like mascaras, you have to give them a good few goes to decide if you like them or not, because I don't know if this is just a me thing, but I like mascaras better when they start to dry out a bit. Don't know if that's just me and I'm weird, but... So this is the first coat, and I'm kind of like unsure right now, because they're kind of in a way, I mean, they look really like fluttery and really thick, but this is so different to the type of mascara I usually go for. So I usually go for like a separating, lengthening, like curling, and these are much more like, they do almost, yeah, they kind of look like falsies because they're so like fluttery and pretty and thick is the best way I can describe it, but they're not like, it's not mega lengthening them, but that's okay because I do have quite long lashes anyway, so I don't necessarily need that. I need to give it a couple more coats and then we'll make a final verdict. So I'm going to let this coat dry and then we'll come back. So for blush today, I'm going to be using this MAC cream colour base in the shade Tint. And I picked this up in like a discount makeup store. So this is at Clark's Village, which is in Street in Somerset, for those who don't know. And they have like these like discount makeup shops with all different brands in, and they always have lots of MAC. A lot of it is like discontinued or limited edition stuff, which isn't. You can still pick this up. And I've just swatched it. So this was in the super reduced stock. It was £5. So I just couldn't resist it, and it was just this beautiful, glowy, bronzy colour that I thought would make a gorgeous sort of bronzy blush. And these are water resistant as well, so they're perfect for like long wearing days or if you're going swimming. So I just like to stipple this on, because obviously I've got like a powder blush, so I don't want to go swirling and like make a paste or anything, but I do want to apply this after my powders, just because I want this to sit on top like a blush. You could potentially use this like as a bronzer, and so therefore you wouldn't have to put it over a powder, but for me it just doesn't cause any problems. It goes on perfectly as long as you stipple it in. It goes nicely over the top of a powder, and it's just really glowy, really nice, pretty colour on the cheeks. And like I said, you could use it just by itself on like a light makeup day, or if you're going to the beach, if you're going swimming, if you're going to a pool party, because they're not really nice and water resistant, and just easy to wear as well, because you can build them up, or you can go really light-handed and it be really natural. So last but not least, I'm going to be using my Huda Beauty 3D Highlighter palette. I have got a review up on this, so I have used it a couple of times, but what I've recently been doing is using the Tahiti shade, which is like the bronzy shade, as my highlight, which is really pretty. It's a bit more subtle than Seychelles, which is like the goldy, kind of more typical highlight. But I just love this on my cheekbones because it is nice and like subtle and bronzy and very like summery, summer ready. Put the Seychelles lighter shade on my brow bone because I do prefer that up there, a bit more popping. I'm going to use that in the inner corners as well, just on my finger. So last but not least, I have a new lipstick by Dose of Colours. I bought their first ever product from Dose of Colours was the Rosebud lipstick that I've just been obsessed with and wearing every day. The formula is incredible, so I knew I wanted more, and so I thought I would give this guy a go, and this is the shade Bury Me. I don't know why I thought I could do this without a lip liner. I can't. Okay, so that is officially the worst lipstick. I can't speak today. The worst liquid lipstick application you've probably ever seen. It's very messy. I would definitely recommend a lip liner with this shade. I really like it. When I was putting on, I was a little bit disappointed because it was definitely not as deep of a berry colour as I was expecting it to be. It might be deepening up a little bit just as it's drying, but I was expecting it to be like a lot more burgundy, whereas this is more of a pinky, purpley type of berry, like a much lighter shade than I was expecting. But I really like it. So yeah, a really successful kind of first impressions. And I don't know if you can notice, I wonder how you guys feel about the foundation, but for me, this now is like a perfect match for me. Whereas when I was first putting it on, I was like, it's a bit light, guys, it's a bit light. But I definitely think it dries deeper. I don't notice it oxidizing like throughout the day. I'm not gonna be like an NC50 or anything. This is kind of, it just dries down a little bit darker, so just bear that in mind when you're getting matched, to just give it, you know, maybe an hour before you decide if it's the right shade for you. It might just be a me thing, who knows. But, oh, and I need to do another coat of the mascara, don't I? Bear with. Wow, okay. So 2 coats is a winner. Are you seeing that, the difference? Normally there's not that much of a difference between first and second coats. Like I usually have to do 3 or 4 coats with like my Maybelline or the Roller Lash to really get a really good build up. But this is like 2 coats and you are done. Okay, so that is some lashes. Okay. So yeah, I loved literally everything today. I'm really happy with this lipstick because it is just different to anything else I have. The foundation I love. I think it's beautiful. It's so natural. I feel like I can wear this foundation to work and, you know, not build up quite as much as I have today, and it will look like I have no foundation on. The mascara I need to use a few more times to just get used to it and try it out, because this is such a different mascara than what I'm used to. But I'm really liking how much it's opening my eyes, how fluffy and thick my lashes are looking, which is really different to me. I usually go for the sort of really bright, like wide, long lashes rather than these like thick, fluffy lashes. So I'm really liking that. My favourite was definitely the bronze. I think that's gorgeous, and I think it worked really nicely with the cream colour base. So not a bad day for makeup, not a bad day. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you love this video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe before you go and help me out. I'd love to see you again. Until next time, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.